Well, the historic Ford v Holden era at Bathurst is about to come to an end this weekend. The Mount Panorama circuit is what drivers and fans look forward to each year, and despite 60 millimetres of rain expected to fall over the weekend, it won't put a dampener on the 4-day event. Well, we hope not. Joining me live now is former racing driver and part owner Dick Johnson. He is part owner of Dick Johnson Racing, of course. What a treat to talk to you this morning. Now, someone tells me that you got to drive the first Mustang yesterday, is that right?
Sorry, say that again. We've got a bit of noise happening here.
Yeah, well, that's fine. We love the sound of racing, Dick. I'm told that you got to drive the first Mustang yesterday. Is that correct?
I certainly did, and it was an absolute thrill of my life, I can assure you, to be able to be the one person that has driven this car. It's the first time this generation Mustang's ever been on a racetrack. It only just got finished in time, and it's here, and it's running extremely well. I was just absolutely blown away to be able to be the first guy to drive it on such an iconic racetrack.
And Dick, it looks like you haven't lost your touch either. Was there a few little nerves there getting into that car?
Well, when they only give you 3 laps, and the last time I drove here was in 99, you'd have to say that I'm a bit rusty, but come the end of the day, it didn't take me long, a couple of laps to get my eye in a little bit, and yeah, it was a lot of fun, but I would have really looked like a real goose had I binned the thing, so I was very cautious at the same time.
Never, Dick. You look like you haven't missed a day on the racetrack. Your muscle memory is well and truly there. Now, this is an historic weekend, and not just because of the rain. How do you feel about this era coming to an end? Holden v Ford.
Well, you know, when one door closes, another one opens, you know, and the fact is that next year with these Generation 3 cars, a lot of things are going to change. I think we're going to see a lot better racing, and certainly there'll be more pressure on the drivers to be able to sort of get their head around how to drive these cars, because they are quite a bit different, and even though they may look the same, they are a very different beast to drive, and I think you're going to see that these guys are really going to enjoy it. But as I've always said, the cream will always rise to the top, because the drivers will have to sort of use a bit of intellectual genius to make these cars go fast.
Yeah, and how is Bathurst at the moment? It must be absolutely buzzing after coronavirus and lockdowns and no crowds. And we're told there's not a campsite you can find at the moment. Everything's booked out, so not even the rain is keeping people away. What's the vibe like?
Well, it's just fantastic to see so many people here. Every single campground is completely chockers. The families are here, the original fans are here, and I tell you what, it's going to be a great race. And we're blessed at the moment with the weather. It was very kind to us yesterday, and so far today it's been kind to us. So let's hope that the future, a couple of days, in the next couple of days, that we'll get the same sort of weather as we have now. And I can assure you the race will be an absolute cracker. And
if I was the gambling type, Dick, I'm not saying that I am, but if I was, who would I put my money on this weekend?
Well, look, any one of 26 different cars that you put your money on, because that's the nature of this race. You know, it's pretty hard to second guess anything, because it's 1,000 kilometres, and anything can go wrong in 1,000 kilometres, and you don't need much to go wrong to put you out of the event, for the simple reason that this is a race where everything's got to work perfectly for you. And if it does, well, you've got a good chance of winning. But bear in mind, this race has only ever won in the last 30 laps. So you've got to work your way through the whole day to the last 30 laps, and then give it everything you got.
Yep. Well-placed advice there, Dick Johnson. Anything can go wrong, and I tell you what, it often does at Bathurst. It certainly does. I'm glad nothing went wrong in that Mustang lap yesterday. It was great to see you back in the car. I loved it.
I loved every moment of it too, and I'm sure that all the fans are going to love seeing these cars next year. They'll be fabulous.
Love it. Thanks so much, Dick. A pleasure to talk to you this morning. Have a wonderful weekend.
My pleasure.